I am Jinx Jackson. We have all heard about the cryptid, Mothman of Point Pleasant, but did you know that before the sightings of Mothman, there was the Houston Batman? Lubbock-based author Max McNabb says he first discovered the story about the Houston Batman from some Texas cryptozoologists and was intrigued because of the similarities in the sightings to Mothman. In the 1960s, in the little town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, multiple witnesses, well over a dozen, reported seeing a strange, winged creature that came to be called the Mothman, McNabb said. And because of a later bridge disaster in that town, people came to associate sightings of the Mothman was a sort of harbinger of coming doom or coming tragedy. According to McNabb's sightings of the Houston Batman all began one night in June 1953. Hilda Walker, a young Houston housewife, was sitting on the porch of her home on East 3rd Street, along with her neighbors Judy Meyer, age 14, and Howard Phillips, age 33 on this humid night. Suddenly, all three were terrified by what they saw next. Hilda described what they saw. She said, 25 feet away, I saw a huge shadow across the lawn. I thought at first it was the magnified reflection of a big moth caught in the nearby streetlight. Then the shadow seemed to bounce upward into a pecan tree. We all looked up. And that's when we saw it. She said it was a man-like form about 6.5 feet with bat wings on its back, just stood there, and it had a strange yellow glow around it. He appeared to be dressed in gray or black, tight-fitting clothes. The witnesses were stunned. They watched for 30 seconds while the Batman swayed on the tree branch, and then light began to fade and the figure vanished. Judy Meyer let out an ear-piercing scream. Immediately afterwards, she said, we heard a loud swoosh over the housetops across the street. It was like the white flash of a torpedo-shaped object. I've heard so much about flying saucer stories. I thought all those people telling the stories were crazy. But now I don't know what to believe. I may be nuts, but I saw it, whatever it was. I sat there, stupefied. I saw it, and nobody can say I didn't. Also, the other witness, Philip, stated, we looked across the street and saw a flash of light rise from another tree and take off like a jet. The next morning, Hilda made a police report of the terrifying encounter. Since then, the location of Hilda Walker's home where the sighting was made has been overtaken by Interstate 10 in the years since the encounter. But has something similar been witnessed more recently? A close friend of cryptozoologist Ken Gerhard told him an intriguing story. Multiple employees of the Bel Air Theater in Houston are said to have witnessed a gigantic, helmeted man crouching on a rooftop downtown in the 1990s. Was this the return of the Houston Batman? Though the Houston Batman shares its name with a famous DC Comics character, there's no evidence that people had that Batman in mind when they made their reports. Most likely just its resemblance to a winged bat was the only reason it got its name. While both the Houston Batman and the Mothman of West Virginia are cryptids with wings and share UFO or paranormal traits. However, with the Mothman, when a sighting occurred, something bad followed, but so far nothing untoward has happened to anyone following the Houston Batman sightings. So was it real or imagination? You decide. Have a weird story? Reach out and/or post it in the comments below. Want more content like this? So friends, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. Until next time on Things That Go Bump in the Night, ciao for now.